If you think about banking for a moment, you're already flowing all of your money into someone else's bank. I say that again. You're flowing all of your money and storing it to and through someone else's bank. And that money is being put to work. They're taking your money and they're putting it to work for the shareholders of the bank. Okay? That's just how it's structured. Okay? I view that as a bit of a problem. Hi there, Vern McCarty here. I am a coach and an authorized infinite banking practitioner on the Ascendant financial team, and I get to work with good people just like you every single day, coaching them on the process of becoming your own banker. And today, I'm going to share with you the 5 best secrets of infinite banking. Let's not waste any time. Let's jump right in. Oh, but before I do, if you stick around to the end, I'm actually going to share a 6th bonus secret with you. Okay, a little carrot for you. I know I got your attention, so here we go. Secret number 1. The process of becoming your own banker is exactly that. It is a process. It is not a product. It's something that you actually practice, something that you do. It's the process of banking. Now, to practice the process of banking, we need a tool to implement the process. And it's been said before that, you could use a shoebox or a mattress to practice the concept of becoming your own banker, because it's all about building up, making deposits, building up and capitalizing a system. Well, the tool that we've found, the best tool for the job, is something called a permanent participating dividend paying whole life policy. That's right. You heard me correctly. It's a certain type of life insurance policy. Now, I want to caveat this by saying this is a specially designed policy. It's structured in a very specific way. So it's really important that you work with somebody who is an authorized infinite banking practitioner through the Nelson Nash Institute. And, they can show you that they have actually practiced the concept, and, they're able to walk a client from A all the way through to Z, setting up the policy, implementing it, and all that sort of thing. Okay. Now we use this permanent participating whole life policy. So why is that so important? Why is that one of the best kept secrets? Well, Nelson was a very deep thinker, and he called this the infinite banking concept. And he called it infinite for many reasons, but one of the most important reasons is this: if something is infinite, it cannot die with you and I. So, I currently have 9, got to check my math, 9 policies in my family banking system. And, we're always adding more policies and expanding our program. Just like any other business, as they become more efficient and more profitable, what do? They expand. I'm no different. As my system becomes more profitable, as we eliminate more and more liabilities, as our income increases, as we run into windfalls of capital, all these reasons are really good reasons to expand your program. So every member of my family is insured, right? I have policies on myself, my wife, my kids. And so when my wife and I pass away, we have permanent insurance, meaning her whole life insurance, meaning it's going to last us our entire lives. So it will pay out one day. Eventually, we will graduate. It's not a if conversation. It is a when conversation. And when we pass away, we're actually going to leave a huge windfall of capital to our kids and our unborn grandkids and potentially great grandkids. And by then, we will have policies on all of those individuals, right? So again, infinite, when I pass away, our policy system obviously is going to pay out the death benefits, but the program will live on. The family banking system will continue because my kids and grandkids, and again, potentially great grandkids, will be insured, right? So that windfall of capital will come in, and my kids, I'm not only just leaving a bunch of cash to them. It's unfortunate. What happens when people come into a lot of money? They're not ready for it. They're not prepared. Maybe they're not trained. Maybe they don't have a plan. And unfortunately, it ends up usually getting them in more trouble than doing any good. Or they squander that money and it's gone, and they're kind of left with regret when they could have built something really special and magical for their family. So we're not only leaving a windfall of cash for our family, we're also leaving a system, a program, a process to follow so that they'll know exactly what to do with that money. So they're going to be able to backfill their own policies, right? Replenish their own policy loans and start new policies on themselves, the grandkids and the great grandkids. So secret number 1, permanent participating whole life policy is the tool that we use for implementing the process of becoming your own banker. And it comes with many, many benefits just as a result of practicing this concept. Okay, awesome. Secret number 2, to build off secret number 1, permanent participating dividend paying whole life policy, Secret number 2 is that we can grow our money while we sleep. Think about that for a moment. Man, that sounds really good. Growing your money while you sleep. Well, hey, you sleep every day. So that's something that you're already doing anyway. So you may as well grow some money and not work any harder to get that job done. Now, I'm going to share with you, there's going to be a link in the description below where I have an expanded conversation about growing your money or creating compound interest in your sleep. So if you want to hear me talk a bit more about how that works and have a bit of expanded discussion on it, please go ahead and click the video in the description below. But I'll just touch base on this here for you. Yeah, that's right. In my policy system, I'm able to grow money without working any harder, just by virtue of how it's structured. This is a legally binding contract with a death benefit, right? A whole life contract. Death benefit starts up here, cash value starts down here, and the contract or the life insurance company is legally bound to grow the cash value within the policy system every single day on a schedule such that the cash value and the death benefit match by the time the life insured turns age 100. You know, in my death benefit, by virtue of, you know, receiving annual dividends every year, by capitalizing and putting more premium in, I'm actually growing my death benefit. So I'm growing my death benefit. That means that the cash value is always chasing that death benefit. Every single day that we age, because we're getting closer to age 100, I wake up and there's more capital in my policy system than there was the day before. So we're truly growing money without working any harder and growing money while we sleep. Man, that's fantastic. Okay, here we go. Secret number 3, moving right along, building off of number 1 and number 2. You know, if we're following Nelson's teaching to the letter, Nelson Nash, the founder, the pioneer of the process of becoming your own banker, the infinite banking concept, he taught us that wherever possible, we want to do business with a mutual company. Okay, there's stock life insurance companies and there's mutual companies. Now, there's nothing wrong with stock companies at all. In fact, I actually own policies with stock companies. Another thing that Nelson said was, hey, look, do the best you can with whatever is available to you. Okay. So I just happen to have some stock companies or policies with stock companies. Nothing wrong with that. They're still, you know, legally binding contracts. They still have all the same contractual guarantees. It's just that they have stockholders in that business as well and policyholders. And, you know, who they're out to impress or who they're working for is the stockholders and the policyholders in that order. Whereas with a mutual company, the mutual company has 0 shareholder interest. You cannot go out and just buy a chunk of their business if you have a bunch of capital. The only way to become a co-owner in that business is by owning one of these permanent participating whole life policies. So in other words, if you think about banking for a moment, you're already flowing all of your money into someone else's bank. I say that again, you're flowing all of your money and storing it to and through someone else's bank. And that money is being put to work. They're taking your money and they're putting it to work for the shareholders of the bank. Okay. That's just how it's structured. Okay. I view that as a bit of a problem. But if we flip the script here and we look at a mutual company, if the mutual company is owned by the permanent participating policy holders, and I'm pumping premium into that business, they're going to put that money to work too. But who are they putting that money to work for to grow? Well, it's going to be me and all of the other policy holders, all the other co-owners of the business, similar to the shareholders of the bank. So mutual status, we can actually, just by owning one of these policies, we can own a chunk of this profitable life insurance business that's been kicking out profit ever since inception. And in some cases, we're talking over 100 years straight. So while the stock market's crashing and there's all this doom and gloom out there, and you're probably being told that storing money or saving money at a life insurance company is a bad idea because you got to go out there and chase the big rates, right? Meanwhile, life insurance companies are just steady Eddie, man, just keeping it going, growing money all the time, building profit year over year over year. It's really powerful stuff. Now, we're about halfway through the video. So if you're thinking right now, gosh, I'd like to hear more about this process, becoming your own banker, I'm going to leave a link in the description of the video below where you can go directly to the Ascendant Financial online store, and you can order a copy of Nelson's book so that you can invest in yourself and start the journey of learning about the process of becoming your own banker. First we learn, then we earn. Okay, in that order. All right, secret number 4. This is one of my favorite secrets or things to share with people, because when people start looking at the process of becoming your own banker, they start learning about the problem, which is banking, and the solution, which is also banking. If you control the banking function as it relates to your needs in your life, they start learning about all this and they go, well, hey, clearly, if I want to do this, it's going to take me 5, 10, 15, 20 years of building up this system and saving before I can really start to use it and leverage it. Great news is not so. The way that we design the policies today, it allows us to actually implement the process, literally start using the policy system immediately. As soon as that policy is in force, we can start accessing policy values. Now, keep in mind, we need to have an expanded conversation about this. It's all about how we capitalize the policy and all those sort of things. We need to make sure the policy is structured correctly. But let's assume that we're capitalizing the policy correctly and everything is set up right. We can actually start accessing policy values via policy loan immediately, as soon as the policy is in force. So we can capitalize the policy, we can access policy values, we can use that money to accomplish objectives that you're already spending money on today. Meanwhile, the policy system is continuing to grow and compound uninterrupted, as if you didn't touch the money in the first place. So we don't have to wait 1, 2, 10, 20 years to get started on the process. We can learn about the process, and when we're ready to get moving and taking action, we can start implementing the process immediately and immediately have an impact on your current financial situation. When Nelson first started this process, when he first discovered it back in the early 1980s, the policies weren't quite as robust, or they weren't as uniquely designed as they are today. He actually did have to wait 5 and 10 years and capitalize those policies over a long period of time before he could build up enough cash to start accessing money out of the policy. But Nelson knew that he was looking long range, thinking into the future. He knew that capitalizing these policies was the best thing that he could do to, escape the financial prison that the banking system had put him in, and fire the snakes and dragons, as he would call it. So we are way further ahead just by getting into this process today than Nelson was, back in the 1980s when he gets started. So secret number 4, we can implement the process immediately and start having an immediate impact. All right, secret number 5. This is actually also, to me, it's fun and interesting, and it's something to think about. Well, you are already doing all of the things today that you need to do to become your own banker. That's secret number 5. Well, let's think about this for a moment. Becoming your own banker is all about practicing the concept of banking. Well, guess what? You're already banking every single day. Anything that you do financially begins with a foundation of banking. Money's got to flow, money's got to move, and somebody has to control that process as it relates to your needs. So right now, the problem is that, yeah, you're already banking, but someone else is controlling the process as it relates to your needs, and someone else is getting the money. Well, that's part number 1. You're already practicing banking. And then, becoming your own banker is all about capitalizing a system. Well, you're already being responsible with your money. Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be watching this video right now, or at least you're starting to go down that road. So you're probably already, maybe you're putting more money toward debt balances than is required. Maybe you're investing some money. Maybe you're saving some money. So you're already making deposits. But again, you're taking that hard-earned money and you're putting it in the hands of somebody else's control, someone else who probably thinks they can do better with that money than you can. So you're already capitalizing too. You're banking, you're capitalizing. Guess what else? You're using money. You're using that money to accomplish objectives, and then you're recycling it. You're replacing that money by making new deposits. That's one of the most key important things about becoming your own banker. It's all about recycling money through your own policy system versus recycling money through the commercial banking system. Fair enough? Okay, great. You're already doing all of the things that you need to do to become your own banker. You just probably didn't know it yet. Awesome. Cool. So those were my 5 best secrets of becoming your own banker. And I did make you a promise at the beginning of this video. Congratulations for sticking around to the end. So here we go. Here's the bonus secret for you. Are you ready? Bonus secret, secret number 6 about the process of becoming your own banker, the infinite banking concept, is total and absolute control. So earlier, I already talked about the whole life policy. I talked about, growing money while you sleep. I talked about mutual status. And so I'm going to circle back to secret number 3 and talk to you about mutual status and the whole life policy. The policy itself is actually a legally binding contract that you own and you control, and you're a co-owner in the business. So if we think about that for a minute, if it's a legally binding contract that you own and you control, and you're a co-owner in the business, and your only responsibility is to continue to make deposits, continue to capitalize your policy system, you're a co-owner in the business. That means you get to you're contractually obligated to share in the divisible profit every year with the insurance company. When they post a profit, you get to share in the form of a dividend. And now they've only been doing that every single year since inception. So I anticipate that that's going to keep on going. And now you have this legally binding contract. Your job's to make deposits. Well, guess who's on the hook for all of the promises, all of the legally binding guarantees within the policy contract? That's right, the insurance company. So who in this equation has all of the risk? The insurance company does, because they're on the hook to fulfill all of the contractual obligations. If you think about what you're currently doing as it relates to banking today, who has all the risk in that equation? That's right, it's you. Because the bank has no risk, right? You're the one doing all the work. Someone else is getting all the money. God forbid, but if they close or collapse or shut their doors, you're the one who's going to be stuck picking up all the pieces. So currently, you have all the risk in that equation as it relates to banking. If we start practicing the concept of becoming your own banker, you get a co-ownership in the business, you get this legally binding contract that's based on guarantees. The growth and whatnot has nothing to do with the economy or rates of return or investments or any of that kind of stuff. It's just a legally binding contract and a promise to pay. Cash value, or excuse me, death benefit, cash value. Cash value has to equal the death benefit by the time the life insured turns age 100. And the insurance company's on the hook to fulfill all those contractual obligations. Again, you have the contract. Well, guess what? That means who's the boss? That's right. You're the boss. You have total and absolute control. So if you want to access money from your policy system, the life insurance company is contractually obligated to lend you up to 90% of your total cash value. Have you ever demanded a loan before? No, you're used to asking for a loan and jumping through the bank's hoops and having to qualify and to agree to repayment terms and all the rest of it. Well, guess what? When you practice the concept of becoming your own banker, the life insurance company has to give you a loan. That means no income verification, no credit check, and no agreeing to repayment schedule. Now, I'm not telling you not to repay your policy loans. In fact, the process of becoming your own banker is really pivotal. It's really pivotal that you repay your policy loans. You're recycling that money. You just get to reuse everything that you pay back to the system. But what I'm saying is, when you pay it back, how much you pay back, you get to set those terms. That's completely up to you. So if you had a change in your cash flow, or maybe you access some money from your policy system to put it into a deal, it's going to take some time for that deal to turn over. It may be 6 months or a year or whatever it is. Well, the life insurance company is not going to be banging on your door asking for you to start paying back that loan, because you're the boss. You are the depositor, the borrower, the banker, and the bank owner. And the banker is the one who sets the terms of all the loans. Well, that's you. You're the boss. And the bank owner, they're the one who gets all the money. So you're also the bank owner. You get to reuse all of that money again. And because you're a co-owner in the business, all that money is being put back to work to grow profit, to share with you, me, and all the other policyholders. So total and absolute control. That is my bonus secret, secret number 6. I really hope you got good value out of this video. And if you did, please, share it with somebody who you think would also benefit from hearing this content. Don't keep it a secret. Spread the word. Make sure that people are well informed and well educated. Go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to our channel so that you can get more and more useful content about growing your wealth and learning more about the process of becoming your own banker. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.